I'm going to be very careful with this first topic. Some of you might think I'm a conspiracy theorist, and that's fine, but for this monologue, I'm not going to share my own opinion at all. I'm simply going to explain the facts, or lay out the facts, and let you guys decide for yourselves whether it's a good thing or not. I want to talk about the World Economic Forum, the WEF. What is the World Economic Forum? Well, officially, it's an international non-governmental lobbying organization founded by German engineer Klaus Schwab. WEF famously hosts their annual meeting in Davos. This meeting is a gathering of the global elite, politicians, big business, celebrities, and big investors. It's a lobby group in favor of a globalized world, governments and businesses working together. George Soros spoke at Davos in 2011 about redesigning the international monetary system. Bill Gates spoke at the most recent Davos about preparing for the next pandemic. Klaus Schwab talks about the diversity of the WEF's reach in that German Chancellor Angela Merkel and Russian President Vladimir Putin are both members of the WEF. Not only are global leaders members, but Schwab goes on to say, we penetrate the cabinets. More than half of the cabinet members in the governments of Canada, Argentina, and France are aligned with the WEF. In the year before COVID, a quarter of the UK cabinet attended Davos, including Theresa May, Philip Hammond, Liam Fox, Greg Clark, Matt Hancock, Penny Mordaunt, Jeremy Wright. The list goes on and on. You may have heard many of these people uttering the phrase, build back better, over the past couple of years. This is a WEF slogan in relation to bringing about the Great Reset, changing our social, political, and economic landscape in favor of a fourth industrial revolution. It's a campaign slogan parroted by UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, US President Joe Biden, His Royal Highness Prince Harry, and New Zealand PM Jacinda Ardern. The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, as well, to name but a few. It's interesting that they're all singing from exactly the same hymn sheet. Klaus Schwab, founder of the WEF, has released a few books, most notably in 2016, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, predicting social, political, cultural, and economic changes that he said could unfold in the 21st century. His most recent book is titled COVID-19, The Great Reset, in which he sets out a catalyst for this fourth industrial revolution by taking advantage of the pandemic. Klaus Schwab spoke about using the COVID pandemic as an opportunity to bring about the Great Reset. The pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world. His Royal Highness Prince Charles spoke at Davos 2020, saying, as we move from rescue to recovery, therefore, we have a unique but rapidly shrinking window of opportunity to learn lessons and reset ourselves on a more sustainable path. It is an opportunity we have never had before and may never have again. We must use all the levers we have at our disposal, knowing that each and every one of us has a vital role to play, calling this the Great Reset. Last March, these global leaders, including our Prime Minister Boris Johnson, announced a new treaty for pandemic preparedness and response, which would give the World Health Organization unprecedented control over sovereign nations. The idea being that in a time of global emergency, one world government could respond quicker to, and I quote, keep the world safe and serve the vulnerable so everyone everywhere can attain the highest level of health. I'll say that again for emphasis, one world government. In June of this year, the WEF tweeted a promotional message. Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. After I tweeted it, or retweeted it, highlighting what I perceived to be neo-feudalism, the tweet was deleted. But that is not the first time they've promoted the message, you will own nothing and be happy. 2030 is not that far away. We have since entered a cost of living crisis, and a European war has broken out in Ukraine. And coincidentally, the United Nations set a 2030 agenda for sustainability. Their top goals are being no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being. The same people involved, Bill Gates, Emmanuel Macron and Boris Johnson, have all been seen wearing the Agenda 2030 badge, subscribing to the policy. To reiterate, none of what I've said is conspiratorial. It's all from official literature, all from official websites of the WEF and the UK. The WEF is an unaccountable body of global elites lobbying for a globalist agenda. That's a basic fact. Which raises the question, all of this talk of building back better, we must ask, build back better for whom?